This chapter is on dimensional analysis, or sometimes it's called factor labeling, and this is an alternative method to proportions. So we're going to be actually solving some of the same questions that we've solved before using proportions, but now we're just using a different method. So our first step is to write the unit of your final answer first. So a lot of times we're going to be looking for mLs, and we're going to write that first. Then we want to express all relevant information as a string of fractions multiplied by each other. And the first fraction's numerator units must match the final answer's units. So you'll see here that this ml has to match that ml. Units on the numerators cancel with matching units on the denominators. So the grams match and cancel, the mgs match and cancel. And in the end, only the units of your final answer must remain. So that's the ml with the ml. So then we want to multiply all the numerators together and multiply all the denominators together. So multiply all the numerators to get that, multiply all the denominators to get that, and then you want to divide the product of the numerators by the product of the denominators to get your final answer. So that is essentially dimensional analysis, and we're going to be using it in this chapter. After this chapter, for most of the videos, I'm going to go back to using proportions. But if you would like to use dimensional analysis, then for sure you can do that. Another note is that when some people show dimensional analysis, they show it like this instead of fractions, and that's totally okay as well. Okay, so number 1, our order is for 20.75 mg, and our final answer, we're working with a syringe that's measured in mLs. So I know my final answer needs to be in mLs. And I want to set up the dimensional analysis. So I'm looking for the strength on the label, and that's right here. So instead of writing it as 40 mg over 1 ml, I want to write it as 1 ml over 40 mg, and this is so that my units match here. Then I want to multiply by my order, which is 20.75, and I want to put that on the top, and this is so that the mg units will cancel out. Okay, so if I multiply the numerators, I get 20.75 ml, and multiplying the denominators, I get 40. So then if I divide that, I get 0.51875, and we're supposed to round this to the nearest hundredth, which is 0.52 mLs. Lastly, I need to mark this on the syringe. So this is going to be the first mark past the 0.5. And then shade it, and that will be my final answer.